Ladies and gentlemen, we're back at full force. But before we can jump into the show, as you guys know, Ty's been waiting to come back on the show. Every week he's been like, Nathan, I got hot takes. I got hot takes for when I'm going to get on the show. This Hard Knocks and Aaron Rodgers, it's all a bunch of propaganda. You got to let me talk. And I've been like, no, Ty, you can't talk because last time you were on this podcast, you tried to put out Chris Cody's digits, which would have totally just burned all the boats. So, Ty, do you have anything that you would like to publicly say now?
Well, it is it's emotional for me to be back in front of this microphone. I've been away for so long. Some would say unfairly, but I respect the show's decision to suspend me for 5 months for threatening to put out Chris Cody's phone number as a means to motivate his highlight team to perform better. I'm not going to say that I should have been allowed to proceed because clearly they did not perform better, and who knows if they would have performed better had I put the phone number out, but that's neither here nor there. I am here to say, Chris Cody, I'm sorry for putting out the first 3 or 4 digits of your phone number. I am contrite. I come back a new man, a changed man, and I can't say enough how happy I am to be back here. It means a lot.
That went over like a wet fart, Ty. I didn't believe that at all. Are you being sincere right now?
What part of that
I didn't feel it.
apology was not sincere to you, Nathan?
What part? How about the last part where you're faking emotion?
Whoa, hold on. I'm not
That
faking
didn't.
emotion. I have emotions every single day of my life. Most days. Most days. Most days I have emotions, Nathan.
No, not buying it.
Is what the show has become? 5 months gone and it's nothing but poop jokes. I remember we used to be a highbrow operation.
Let Izzy cover us for a week, and this is what the show happened.
God damn.
This is what it's become, guys. I'm sorry.
And like that, Ty Hodges is back. Boom, 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 boom. He's back. Boom, boom,
Roll the
boom, boom,
music.
boom, 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 boom. Just throw your hands up in the air. Oh, oh, baby. Wave them around like you just don't care. Oh, oh, baby. He didn't give Chris Cody's number out. Yeah, yeah. Now he's back on the show to run his mouth. Yeah, yeah. Is that your chest hair hanging out? Are those some anal beads on your neck? Is that nasty Nate? Yeah. I'm singing the Backstreet song, but we're supposed to be dressed up as NSYNC.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna stop you because you were eating, but what was that?
Damn.
Brian, I'm thinking we need to tell you bye bye bye. Play the music. Play the music. Play it now.
What up, you Fan Levitardians? Welcome back to another episode of the Fan Levitard Show, the fastest growing Dan Levitard Show fan YouTube channel. Have you been getting in on the ground floor of everything, folks? Like my emergency episode. I mean, podcast listeners got it too. YouTube got it too. But you know what the podcast didn't get? You did not get my live show on Friday, where for over an hour, I broke down hours 1 and 2 with some like-minded individuals of the Izzy Amin beef. You can check that out, folks. But we're back. We're back at full force. Ty, he's penitent. He's been forgiven, I guess. Brian's back. We're all here, folks. And Nasty Nate's here too, ladies and gentlemen. I am good to go, ready to roll. just a couple weeks removed from hernia surgery, feeling a little bit better. Had a little bit of a maybe moved a little bit too fast, felt like a tweak, but think I'm continuing to round a corner. But have we got some show for you?
Did you get your erections back?
They are full force, Brian.
Ooh.
Oh gosh.
That's me right there in the bedroom.
Oh gosh.
Shitting and hitting.
Hanging dong. Let's go.
Nice.
Speaking of dong talk, I've been surprised because this is what I've said for those of you about the Izzy and Amin beef. I believed they would reveal that it was a bit right away because that's what I think. And here comes Dan writing back in Monday's show, quiet, nothing. Tuesday's show, quiet, nothing. Meanwhile, on the Twitter, for almost every single Suey category out there, you read the comments. Where's Thursday's Izzy and Amin beef? That should be a contender for best mistake or most awkward moment or even best song. Who knows why? But nothing. Then today, a little mention from old Dan Lebitard. One Dan Lebitard saying, people saying I got to keep talking to people about Amin. What happened on Thursday? And still, no revelation. I've already shared my thoughts. But Brian, Ty, what do you guys think about the Thursday beef last week? Was it a bit? Was it real?
Well, Ty has some very interesting evidence to bring forward about if this was actually real or if it was artificial. Before he gets that off, I'll say, if everything's a bit, nothing's a bit. And if the sole purpose of a bit is to introduce something fresh, new, and hilarious to a situation, and that doesn't happen, then is it indeed a bit?
It can be a bad bit.
Nah, then it's not a bit. Because bad bits shouldn't be bad bits. Bad bits are just bad show.
Oh, I got bad bits, Brian. Let me tell you.
There you go. I was. So I'll clear the floor. 1-4 flat ISO. I'll give it to Ty. But I just want you to know there might be something brewing between those two fellas of the Amin and the.
Accidentally fired off the long one there.
In the Izzy persuasion. Damn, I had to hold my breath. That was hard. All right, Ty, let us know what you got. What's your thoughts?
Wow. Okay. What an introduction back after 5 months off. Let me just say, loving the new setup you guys got here. Okay, so Nathan, you were on record as saying it was a bit, and I respect that, but at the same time, I have not just been sitting on my hands while being suspended. I have still been putting in the work, and I have been, let's just say working behind the scenes to get some sources inside the show. More than what I had last time. And I can say comfortably, talking to my sources, that was not a bit. That is some long-standing drama between two people who happen to orbit the same universe, but genuinely do not like each other. What it comes down to is they do not like each other. They have never liked each other. Even going back to their ESPN days, they used to be cordial in a professional manner. Working at ESPN, for the most part, demands that. But here in the structure of Meadowlark, where Amin is a Meadowlark employee, Izzy's not even a Meadowlark employee, by the way. He just came in and did Dan a favor.
What a good guy for doing that. Thanks, Izzy.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, and this whole situation is very uncomfortable because Izzy is a friend of this show. He's been on these airwaves. He has sobbed on these airwaves. He called me an asshole because I made him cry. Like, I liked Izzy. I still like Izzy.
Oh, careful there, because you said it past tense there. You almost stepped in it.
I know, and I don't want to do this because because I do genuinely like Izzy. I like Amin, but this whole beef was so out of character that it took not only me, the audience, and even some show members by surprise. And that's why I had to do some digging behind the scenes, talk to various sources in the show, and they are saying, yeah, no, that's not a bit. The show sometimes does bits that fall flat. This was something different.
And we've seen them. We've seen the fall in flat bits because not only are they quickly skipped over, they don't drag on for the entirety of a whole day's worth of show. This bit was such a, it's kind of like when you go, you know what? I'll fake fight that person just to kind of start a kerfuffle, but you really don't like them. So instead of actually holding your punches back when you go to punch them, you hit them with full force. Because guess what? This is your first opportunity to... Izzy meant what he meant it when he said Amin has never been more popular than when they were both at ESPN doing their show. He meant that shit. The vitriol.
My God. What?
Exactly. And when it was happening, if you looked on the faces of those mission control, aka shipping container folks, those weren't faces of, hey, I'm ready to kind of move with this. That was, this is kind of awkward, especially Lucy. Lucy knows, hey, this is old show. I don't really know what's going on, but I get it. I see how this fits. She was... Lucy the Tooth knows the truth.
Deep breath.
Yeah. Oh, my damn.
Oh, my damn.
And moreover, typically when the show runs a bit, you can tell that there are attempts at comedy in there. There are attempts at jokes. Show me where the attempt at humor was in this. If the whole point of the bit was to just do something different, then sure, mission accomplished, but that's not the ethos of the show. The show is supposed to be lighthearted and funny. They don't typically go out of their way to create these awkward moments. They fumble into them. Nathan, your thoughts?
How was that? Wasn't that pretty comical right there? You guys could not be further. You come on here, I do this emergency episode, then both of you come on here and go, it's not a bit, when I've already proven it's a bit. You talk about sources, Ty. Let me tell you what. Everyone here knows my sources of the Cesta Cyclones run deep. Nobody out here is more connected than me, bro. And I got sources as well that told me it was a bit. I've already laid out all this evidence. You guys are out here. A bit does not have to be funny. Again, when they did this back in 2016 after the Super Bowl with Amin walking off, ESPN's official comment was that it was a bit, that it was all done in fun. That was what the official comment of ESPN was back when they did it back then.
What do you expect ESPN to say? They don't typically address comments like, oh, it was a bit, it was a joke. When have you ever heard ESPN say like, guys, we were goofing?
They did address it
a gag.
When asked to comment, ESPN said it turns out it was something that was all done in fun.
That's PR, baby. That's PR.
Yeah.
Spin.
There was PR for them because it got a bunch of hits. If you Google Izzy and Amin, guess what comes up? That interaction on YouTube. That's like the first thing that comes up. So it's one of the biggest things their show's ever done. So you want to find it, you find that interaction is what comes up. That's what lasts from that. So
all right, Nathan, let me pose you a question. Do you remember before this and then the incident back at ESPN, do you remember one meaningful interaction between Izzy and Amin in the years between? Any of them? No, you don't.
No,
you
but what does that have to do with anything?
Because they seldom work together. Even when they were at ESPN, they ran in the same universe. They could have done HQ together. They could have done Levitar together when he was still on ESPN. They could have done anything since they moved from ESPN. This is the first time. There's a reason you don't see these two together. It's because they've been separated. They've been separated because there is legitimate bad blood there. These are two personalities that do not mesh.
Theory not based in evidence. That's just a hypothetical that you're putting out there. Again, how many times in the time after does the show have multiple co-hosts on in the ESPN timeframe. The format was we have our one co-host. Mina Kimes is in there. It wasn't Mina and Pablo joining us today at the same time frequently. It wasn't Amin and Pablo joining us together frequently.
No. See,
and Izzy wasn't even that frequent of a person who was part of the show.
You are forgetting all the times where Amin just inexplicably was in Miami. He was just hanging out down there when he still worked for ESPN. Never overlapped. HQ, they constantly rotated guests in there. Guess what? Never overlapped. There's a reason.
Just look at, for someone who absorbs so much social energy from these people in the Le Batard universe, you see Amin and Dominique, you see Amin and Pablo, you see Amin and Juju, you see Amin and Charlotte Wilder before the show, but you see Amin and you see Amin with everybody. You see Amin hobnobbing with everyone. You know who you don't see him hobnobbing with? The person he should be hobnobbing with, because he's kind of known him longer than most of the people on the show, but instead he chooses not to. That's not a bit, bro. This is listen, for people who have friends, this is friend A don't fuck with friend G, and there ain't nothing y'all can do about it.
Friend G? I mean, what about friend P or friend Q
listen,
there?
when you become an adult, you cut back and you don't fuck with like friend P's. But at this point, you realize, listen, we ain't changing the mind of friend A. We ain't changing the mind of friend G. They respect us enough to know y'all keep that shit to a kill. That's not what I mean to say, but y'all know what I meant. That y'all keep that shit to a when we're around each other. But if left alone to their own devices, we know what can happen.
If you're a popular person, you've got multiple friend groups. And when you have like a birthday party or a gathering, New Year's party, Super Bowl watch party, you invite all these people from different groups. Invariably, you're going to get people that class. They don't get along, but the general bond of you keeps them there, generally being respectful, cordial, not wanting to cause a stir.
Now add in doing something because of a death, right?
Yeah.
Funerals, weddings, these moments of either high jubilation or terrible sadness causes people to say, you know what? I know I don't like him, but I'll put up with him because guess what? My homie needs me. Amin knew Dan needed him. Izzy knew Dan needed him. But they clearly knew they couldn't stand each other.
We'll put up with each other and then we'll completely fall apart. So is that we'll put up with each other to just simply explode in... No, it's all a bit. Guys, I've already been over this. I mean, these are not genuine reactions to, again, you guys mentioned that Amin was more popular when he was doing a podcast with me. One, it's just a false statement because that was like Amin's early days. He's clearly bigger than when he was with Amin and Izzy. They're both bigger than that.
Nathan,
and that burned. Hold up.
No, nasty Nate. You've had enough time. I've been out for 5 months. I need to talk now.
Oh my God.
What?
Not genuine reactions.
You
don't say that in response to that.
You're not understanding the insult that Izzy is hurling at Amin. You're viewing it as a factual thing. What? Izzy is saying, bitch, you were riding my coattails, and that's the only reason anyone knew your name. That's the insult. Nasty Nate doesn't understand how an insult works. What the
Clearly.
fuck?
Or toilet paper.
Dude, okay, that's a serious insult. And so when does this happen? Hours 1 and 2, when the show could easily just say, hey, we're going to dump that and go again and not let that go over our airways. But instead they do this.
Oh my God. What?
And they play into it when their coworkers, they're just going to allow these two to hurl these insults. Nathan. This is all they'll do.
Oh
Nathan,
my damn.
When has the show ever dumped content that wasn't good? They've put out a bunch of shit over the airwaves the past year.
They literally have
an
award show based around bullshit.
In that moment, they're thinking, "Oh, this is going to turn into something. It's awkward, but these two guys, they're professionals. They get what we're doing here. They'll move it along, and they'll make lemonade out of this." And it just wasn't. It wasn't because they never did.
So then Izzy's. I mean, his character then, because you guys are aware he's out there like DMing people, according to the Reddit and several Reddit users DMing people. It was a bit who.
Cool. What do you expect him to say? You don't want to be viewed as a
So you
dick.
expect
Izzy,
him? How about not reply at all and just move on? So instead, lie and have it be revealed that you're out there just lying to everyone. That's
well,
what we think.
the point with DM is to be private. You're not expecting someone to go and post that to Reddit, presumably. Like
So you'll save
he
face.
didn't
He'll
add him in.
spend
He
time.
didn't add him
He'll
in his
spend time
mentions.
lying to individual people.
Yeah, some people are just wired like that. Listen,
Wow.
if we want to get to the bottom of this, Izzy, friend of the show, come back on. Tell us
Simple.
exactly what
And
happened.
then Amin, come on after to tell your side.
Yes. And let's
Yeah.
get
Simple.
to the bottom of this.
I don't want to hear from Nasty Nate about the fate of these two greats, all right? I want to hear it from them so that we ain't got to worry about this little twisted web. Because Nathan is operating under the guidelines of perfect people, but no one's perfect people. So I don't get how you don't understand the ego part of this, the human condition part of this. We are men, we are weak, we are feeble. We are determined to be programmed by our ego. And listen, these two, Amin got one of the biggest egos in the game. And Izzy, he got abs. So
abs equals ego.
Well, speaking of getting people together that get along well, have you guys been able to check out some of the sneak peeks of Pablo Torre Finds Out? Because for me personally, you guys, I'm really excited about this show. The 2 sneak peeks, I mean, back to back, Dan, Pablo, Mina for 45 minutes. Like, just inject that into my veins right now. Super excited for that show. The sneak peeks have been amazing, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I caught it today. Today's episode. It's dope. I like I said, I like any vehicle Pablo's driving. Theoretically, not literally. And Mina's always
maybe,
a gem.
Maybe he
so
drives a nice car. I don't know.
I don't think Pablo's that good of a driver. He strikes me as the type where he likes public transportation because of his.
Whoa, supercharge it?
No, because he smokes a lot of weed. Weed smokers aren't good drivers.
Supercharge
your reflexes.
Supercharging?
Listen, don't do that. And Mina's obviously a gem. Whenever we can get some of her, she's always a sight for sore eyes. And Dan, when he's in a room with people he respects intellectually, we get the Dan we've all fell in love with. And Dan works, and the show works because they work in unison. So when you don't have Dan, you just got a bunch of dumbasses. And we can go anywhere for a bunch of dumbasses. So we need them to work together.
Dumbasses.
And I like it. I like it. How about you, Ty? You check it out yet?
I've not had a chance to check it out yet, but I can say I have liked the bits of Pablo that I have heard since he's been introduced to Metal Arc. I don't know if I just missed this or not. I did not realize until he came to Metal Arc that Pablo was so big into like weed and stoner culture. Was that a revelation to everybody, or is that like a known thing? Because I did not realize he had that as like a big part of his personality.
I didn't know until the Metal Arc, because remember in ESPN you don't have those spaces where you get to kind of know about a person, and it wasn't until I started catching
hinted around it.
Bingo,
you know, like,
it was the Stugat jokes that made me go, oh, let me find out, Pablo. I thought you were just Filipino.
Yep. I mean, I didn't know until Metal Arc either.
So like that honestly gives me a new perspective on him, and I'm wondering, how that's going to translate to the show. Like, is he going to be Joe Roganing us, where he's just like actively just openly smoking on camera for this podcast? Like, I don't know. That'd be kind of a sight.
I don't
to see.
think
That'd be a trip.
I don't think it's gonna go that far, because it's still DraftKings, and DraftKings has shown that they want to at least keep things some level of above board, that they're probably not going to have people openly like smoking on the show.
Gambling is okay, but smoking weed is not. That's a strange line
they
to
have
draw in the sand.
They have their list of words to do not say. The show went through a phase where there were times where they didn't care about the F word. Now DraftKings has their network and they care about it. So if they're going to care about what they're going to do around like swearing, they're probably going to care about someone just openly smoking a joint on the show or doing a bong rip.
I would kill to see Pablo do a bong rip. You have no idea. My mental
which
image
member
cannot
of
even...
which member of NSYNC would you kill to see Pablo do
Don't say Chris.
Bong rip.
Chris Kirkpatrick.
So yourself.
Yes. And Brian simultaneously.
Dark.
Brian, this is
Let's
like
address the elephant. Let's address the elephant in the room. We're currently paying off our grid of death punishment from last. Oops.
Supercharge
grid
that.
of I don't know what this supercharged shit is.
You gotta listen to Cinephobe, man.
I don't. What's Cinephobe?
Nathan.
Cinephobe is a podcast where Amin El Hassan, Zach Harper, and Anthony Mays
Ass on.
Yeah, ascertain poorly rated movies on Rotten Tomatoes to see whether they're accurately poorly rated or they didn't get a fair shake. Find it wherever you get podcasts.
So last year we had the Grid of Moss, where we took part in grid of death like punishments and pageantry to play along with the show. And one of the punishments we had to face together as a group, Ty and myself, was NSYNC members. As fate would have it, we both decided to dress up as Chris Kirkpatrick.
Is that fate
I'm thinking.
Is that fate or faith would have it there, Brian? You guys just both big believers in Chris Kirkpatrick? Now I know. See, the whole time I thought Brian's holding his hand up to the camera. The whole time he was doing that, I thought he was doing like the miming of a gun pointed at Ty, like he's being forced to apologize and other things.
Supercharged that. My God.
That's so racist.
You know the meme of like someone's pointing a gun at somebody like this is forced?
No, I don't watch Fox News. Speaking of Fox, though, we all know the sound, right? Dun, 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 dun. Wait, hold on.
I'm a solid 215.
Wait. Fox
Do we
Sports.
all know do we know the sound?
What is the Fox football theme?
Is that
it? Fox Sports songs, CBS Sports songs, ESPN Monday Night. They don't got no songs. They trash. Football is back, baby. It is back. We are here in full effect. Let's talk football. Out the gate. Biggest impression so far from offseason to preseason to week one. Just sum it up in one sentence. Nathan, go. 10 words or less. Oblong ball. This is oblong ball.
I'm very tempted to buy an Oilers jersey, boys.
Nice.
That's right. Tennessee Titans, which they asked on some podcast somewhere, they asked, should the Titans? Yes, they should, because they were the Tennessee Oilers at some point. Houston Texans, get out of here. I would have been torn if when they brought Houston back, if they would have had them be the Houston Oilers, I think I would be a Houston Oilers fan because it's like, okay, that is technically my original franchise. Actually, I don't know. I'm torn. Why am I debating this hypothetical? Oilers jerseys, they're back. Very tempted to somehow like convince or drop a bunch of hints that for Christmas, maybe I can get somebody to get me a Derrick Henry Oilers jersey. Cause I still have my Eddie George jersey. Sad. I at one point I had a Air McNair Oilers jersey.
Rest in peace.
I wore that out. Yep.
Shout out to Derek Mason. All right, Ty. Sorry, Nathan.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, oblong ball. 10 words or less. Sum up the entire offseason plus preseason. Go.
I have not paid attention to anything this off season.
Off season? Is that a hyphenated word?
Bruh.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I have had so little time to actually like sit down and look at football. I genuinely am the most ignorant going into a football season that I have ever been in my adult life. And part of that is thrilling because I feel like I'm in for a ton of surprises I'm going to be playing the game that they play in the preseason. I'm like, oh, this player is where now? This player is there. I'm going to be doing that for 17 straight weeks, 18 straight weeks.
Yeah. What's crazy, Ty, is Aaron Rodgers doesn't even play football anymore. He's just a country singer.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy.
How about you, Brian?
Cowboys Super Bowl. No, but all joking aside,
Isn't Super Bowl 2 words?
Yeah.
nah,
Two
because
words?
it's a
Cowboys Super Bowl.
No, that's
It's
not how it
2
works
words.
because it's a pro synonym. That's not how it works.
A pro synonym.
For the
I
first time,
I don't think those two words go together.
for the first time since 2014, before the season starts, on paper, the Cowboys have the best team that they've had since then. So I'm excited to see what happens because we all know the stat. Maybe you don't, but maybe you do. There's only been one quarterback to win a Super Bowl at year 8 or beyond with the team that drafted him, and that was Peyton Manning. So
Tom Brady.
No, he won his before that. Fool? What are you talking about? Like
Wait,
he won his
I'm-
first one
Hold
before
on, hold
8.
on.
There's
Say
only
your
been
stat
one
again, 'cause you made it-
quarterback to win his first Super Bowl with the team that drafted him at year 8 or beyond, and that was Peyton Manning with the Colts.
Okay, so they can't have won before then for that stat to count. So Tom
Because
Brady
if
is
you haven't done-
eliminated because he won before.
Because
A
if
lot
you
of
have
people are
8 years,
eliminated.
You haven't done shit. You're not going to do shit. Historically.
Thank you. Do you see, Ty? I missed you because you cut through the fat. You're like razor lasers. All right, so listen. At
You're
this
my brother.
point, if Dak don't do it this year, there's a good chance he ain't doing it with the Cowboys. So that obviously leaves doors open for down the line talks with, I don't know, a Mr. Trey Lance. Who knows? Who knows what happens 3 years from now? Listen, crazier things have happened in the NFL. Just saying. So I'm excited for this season. I'm excited for what's going to happen in New York with the Jets, baby. Aaron Rodgers, is he pouring it on a little bit too thick? I think he's a little corny right now, but I'm excited for this football season. I'm glad it's back, baby. Yo, players are dying all over the place in the preseason. Y'all seeing this?
Players
Pardon?
dying.
There was 2 games that got postponed and suspended because of player injuries.
But they didn't die, Brian.
Died, fool. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't
Damar-
think you
Damar
can make
Hamlin
that joke
2-3?
after last year where someone literally died on the field and was revived.
Do it
And
again.
now-
Do it again.
Dude, DeMar Hamlin? Get resurrected again?
Thoughts and prayers your way, DeMar. Heard you made the
Shout out to
team.
DeMar.
Congratulations.
He kind of had
Stay
to,
safe.
right? He kind of had to, right? I mean,
No, he did not kind of
he
have
kind
to.
of had to. The Buffalo Bills, is this not a Ryan Shazier situation here? Where they made Ryan Shazier, they honored his salary, and then they made him like a team spokesperson, and they gave him like a
Yeah.
job. Like, this is one of those situations here, right?
No, he's
except he's
on
actually
the team.
playing.
No. But he ain't. Roger Goodell hit up. Yo, listen, I know I work for y'all. I'm going to tell you how it went. It went, Bills, man, I know I work for you, but let me tell you something. You got to make sure this dude make the team, and you got to put him in a situation to succeed. Because if we can turn this into a flip, then guess what? Profit. Click. That's exactly how that call went.
That 30 for 30 is going to be fucking crazy if they win the Super Bowl this
Insane.
year.
But they won't, because they'll lose to the Cowboys in a Super Bowl.
Nathan, do you still hate Buffalo? I remember that distinctly from last year. You hated Buffalo and Josh Allen. Are you still on that train? Or no, was that Brian? No, that was Brian.
That was Brian. Brian was
Not all black people look alike, Ty.
To my knowledge, Nathan's not black.
Well, Nathan was supposed to say, "You're my brother."
You're my brother.
Brian, then I'll pose that question to you because
Yeah, Josh Allen is still, well, no, actually, because of how his season flamed out last year, I feel like more in the word on the street, and Stu even confirmed, mind you, I've been saying this since last season. Me and Billy, we were both together on this in unison, but Stugatz confirmed it. The word to the wall in the streets on Bills world, in the world of street in the Bills land, Buffalo. There you go. Hey, they're worried about Josh Allen. The time is ticking.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a yes then. You are still on that train.
But it's less irrational because I'm not alone in it. I know I'm not alone in it now. And he needs to do something.
Stugatz being your ally makes you less irrational.
Well, what about me? What about me, Ty? Because you know what? We gave Brian a hard time last year about his Josh Allen take. But ultimately, was Brian all that wrong, ladies and gentlemen? Sure, he was dead wrong on the statistics, way off about how many turnovers, just absolutely ridiculous, never going to be close numbers. But was it really about the numbers, or was it about the gist of the take, the general feeling of it? And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, Brian was right, and he's right to say, tick, tick, tick. The clock is ticking, Josh Allen, because as we all know, year 8, no quarterback has won a Super Bowl after year 8 with the team with which they drafted them if they didn't win it before. So if you're thinking, wait, Nathan, what about Tom Brady? No, he won it before year 8. So tick, 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 Josh Allen.
Except for Peyton Manning.
Yeah, except for Peyton Manning. But he doesn't count because that was rigged.
It was rigged, and his second one, he didn't actually win that. Like they carried his dead corpse over the finish line. So
he got that first down. We all remember that one pass where he threw his whole shoulder into it.
Half the Super Bowl ring for Peyton Manning in my personal record book.
Damn. You know what's in my personal record book?
What, Brian?
My favorite nominees for this year's Suey Awards.
Suey's.
I
love them.
They're back. Should we play a game this year? Should we each pick our favorite nominee from each category and see who ends up knowing the show, getting the show the most when it's all said and done?
But they've already started. They've already started releasing the Sueys.
No,
he's saying like looking at the
who's
polls.
going to? Oh, I see. Okay, that's more knowing the audience. But sure, why not?
The audience is the show. The show does it for the audience. It's it's simpatico, bro.
I feel that. We can do that.
Nathan, put it together. A Suey pool. A pool of Suey.
A Survivor pool.
I like it. What's your guys' favorite Suey category so far? Not only this year, but obviously they keep the same ones every year, sometimes adding in some new ones. But what's your guys' favorite Suey category overall?
Always awkward moment. The show lives in those awkward moments, and my God, there were some good awkward moments from this past year.
I don't know. I'm torn. I've always been a big fan of the show songs. And as everyone knows, of course, the big game won last year. That's Suey. Although for some reason the show has not announced it. They haven't addressed it. So I don't know what bit they're doing there. But the big game definitely won the Suey last year. So I do like that category. Although this year, I'm just going to say it's
Say it, Nathan.
The show song's not that good. Not that good.
Is that a shot at Andrew Streeter?
Look, Andrew Streeter is way more talented than I'll ever be. What he does with show songs, they're really good. But I'll also say, like, one, he does a fantastic job with Because Miami, the local hour there. But they don't hit the same in terms of the talent is clear. They just don't hit the same as classic songs, classic show songs.
Classic schlongs?
Show songs.
Who do y'all think has the biggest penis on the show?
Wow.
Sounds
like a question for Nasty Nate.
I mean, you're nasty.
You guys, I've been here the whole time, and the audience has told me that I'm gonna take the juju route here. It's clear that people don't want the pee pee and the poo poo talk, but they love Nasty Nate. So
I think what you're trying to surmise is songs for the main show. It's kind of like when people participate in karaoke but can actually sing. It's less impressive because what we want is a bit of the train wreck. We want the Jeremy Taché attempt at what was it? Puddle of Mud? What was it? Three Doors Down? What was that song?
Nickelback.
There you go. I knew it was one of them.
Remind me.
Damn. Okay. People want the Taylor Jalen Brunson joint. Like you want those because of how bad they are. Andrew Streeter's noise is kind of like Bruno Mars. Some people say Bruno Mars is some people say Bruno Mars's songs are too clean. They're not dirty enough, not nasty enough. Not like in terms of the content, but in terms of how they're actually created. They're too mastered to clarity. That's kind of like Andrew Streeter. You know you're going to get high quality. You know you're going to get a nice syllable count, an amazing hook. Everything's going to be perfect. But we're not here for the perfect. We're here for the doo-doo.
The suey.
The suey.
I gotta take while we're talking about music. I'm on the record previously having, gone after Taylor Swift, saying, Taylor, write about something new, write about something different. We know you got boyfriends, we know you go on dates. Talk about something different. Write a different song. And I'm gonna put forward that same advice to one Yeti Blanc. Yeti, we know you're close to Chris Cody. Write about something new. Write about something else. There are other members of the show. Other shit happens. You don't need to be riding Greg Cody's jock all that much.
I miss you, Ty.
I'm just saying,
wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Get some new material. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
New material. Try something. Who am I?
That's like Klay Thompson with the right. It was cute the first time, but the fourth time, not so much.
It's tired. It's played. We get it. You wrote a song about his garage. Cool. Whatever. You're gonna do one for every one of his sayings. Every time the man
and you know it.
Every time the man
That's
farts,
right.
you're gonna write a new ballad about it.
Hello.
Just something
Baby.
different. Something different.
That kind of thing.
Stay low. Stay low.
Huh. Speaking of staying low, have you guys been following the discourse with one Noah Lyles in the rest of the world of basketball?
Boy, have I, Brian.
So for those who don't know, Noah Lyles is the U.S. Usain Bolt. I say that to say there's really only one Usain Bolt, but I get it. He's the winner of the 100, the 200, and a member of the 400, 4x100.
No
I don't
clue.
know. I don't know. I stopped counting after 200. I don't know what comes
He's
after
a
that.
running god. Just say that.
That guy. But with the running god also comes the running gob. He talks a lot. And we know the sports of track and field, they don't get the spotlight often. They get it every 4 years with the Olympics, and then they get them, with things like the Summer Olympics and the World Championships and things like that. He went out saying that one. He went out saying he made it seem like he was forced to watch the NBA championship, the finals, and he saw these guys wearing hats that dawned, which is weird because I didn't see it, but I'm loading it. I shouldn't do that. He saw hats donning the phrase world champions, and he had a problem with that because obviously the NBA is a national league. What is your guys' thoughts, not only on the take, because once again, I feel a certain way about the take, but on the notion that just because you win an NBA finals championship, you might not be the best team in the world?
So I happen to 100% agree with him and Mike Ryan for that matter. It's so myopic to play in the NBA, the strongest league in the world, and then call yourself the world champions when you haven't played clubs from outside your league. There's no official protocol or tournament to determine the actual world champion. If you go and you beat the best team from France, from Turkey, from Lithuania, from Brazil, wherever, Japan, China, if you go and beat the best teams from those leagues in like an established format, then sure, call yourselves world champions. But like, you know, how high on our own supply are we that by thinking like, oh, we won our league, that automatically makes us the best in the world, even though factually it's probably true. It's still just, it's a douchey thing to say because it's technically not true. It may be true if you played it out, but we don't know that for certain. Upsets happen, less so in basketball at that level. But example on the international stage, Latvia upset France in one of the biggest upsets in international men's basketball in the European Championships. Like that shit happens. We don't coordinate teams until they actually play. Like I'm just saying, like at least play the game. Let's establish something.
About that? Are you sure?
How about
that, Nathan?
How about you commit to your take, Ty, instead of, oh, probably. He's definitely wrong. That's what, because you want to know what? The NBA is where the best players in the world go. Is old Wimby still kicking it in Paris? No, he's down in the San Antone, where the vibes are hot and people are looking forward to what the Spurs are doing. Because if you want to be the best, you come to the NBA. So, yeah, it is the world's champ because
there
it
are
is
so many good players.
no the world champ.
Make
an
NBA roster because there's limited spots. If you put all of those club teams that they're on in a tournament, I think you might
maybe they'll beat a
surprised.
G League team. Maybe, just maybe.
I think you might be surprised. That's all I'm saying.
We've got
the US men's national team on paper should never lose a game by your logic.
Dude, who's out there right now? We got Anthony Edwards as our alpha and Austin Reeves. We got Anthony Edwards and Austin Reeves, and they're out there. Have they lost a game yet?
They've played 3 games.
Is that the best? Is that the best that the U.S. has to offer? Anthony Edwards and Austin Reeves is getting it done out there? What a joke. What a joke. What if they don't win? We all know it's the B League team that's out there. Not even B League. This is like D League team, and they're still kicking butt.
And also, the NBA has never referred to its champion 80s. So this concept of it was an out of place way to kind of send a shot at someone who was minding their business. I've never seen LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James say after they won a finals, world champions, baby. I've never seen it. And I'm old. So if I am older than Noah Lyles. So if I've never seen it, have y'all seen it? Let's go.
I agree with you, Brian.
For him to just be like, to me, he had an opportunity to do something at that moment because you don't get a lot of moments as a sprinter on the world stage to say something like that. And he could have said a lot of things. Hell, I thought it was more interesting that he said he loves America sometimes. But what are those times? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, Noah Lyles. But no, because all you like to do is run your mouth about your fellow brothers who are sitting here trying to do what they can in the league that they holding up on their own.
The best league.
The blackest league in the world of leagues.
World's
and
best.
He wanted to attack them. Like if he said that about football, I'd be like, yeah, damn right. Tom Brady ain't the world champion. They ain't never. Hey, look at boxers. Boxers are crowned world champions all the time. Did they fight the motherfucker who's boxing in Brooklyn or the motherfucker who's boxing in Mississippi? They ain't fight everyone in the world, but they're world champions. So NBA basketball teams have to play all the teams in all the countries ever. Fuck out of here.
Brian, I just want you to know that for the first half of that argument, you were arguing on my side, only to turn around and do the Stugotz and come out on the complete opposite end.
Because I
Masterclass
was
by
so
you,
convincing,
truly.
Ty. No, Ty, what happened was you came on was like, oh, I agree. You came out strong. I agree with him. And then you started, he could sense your weakness when you're like, oh, he's probably right. He's most likely right. He's definitely wrong. That's what I'll tell you without a shadow of the doubt. Okay. The NBA is the world's best league. They are the world champs when they win because it's the world's best players playing in the world's best league.
If you have
Easy.
not played any teams outside of your league,
Toronto
you're not allowed to
Raptors.
claim
Did the
your
Denver Nuggets play the Toronto Raptors? World.
same league?
I don't
bro.
gotta get shot to know it hurts. Where is this idea that they gotta play a team in fucking New Zealand?
Because
gotta play
it's
a team
sports,
in-
God damn it! They do it
The
in every other.
Kiwis.
They do it in
Nah,
every other
nah.
sport.
No, listen, you ain't
Every
been
other
this
sport.
Ty, you ain't been this wrong since Nathan was wrong about it being a bit.
Whoa, look, you know what, you guys, it's ridiculous how both of you guys coming up in here after I already proved it on this show. The Lebitard Show follows me now, guys. Did you know that? They follow me because I posted that little dream sequence video saying it's all just a bit.
Welcome to
They
the
follow me
fucking
now.
show. They've been
Izzy
following me for
follows
8
me.
months, Nathan. I'm glad that you got here, okay? Hey, guess what? Way to arrive late, Amin Minima. Way to show up eventually. But guess what? You don't show up to the party eventually and talk about why there ain't no chips.
I've been grinding out here in this Twitter space with the Dan Lebitard Show. It's about time they followed me with everything I'm doing, all the Cesta Cyclones content that I've been creating for them. Are they ever going to turn a profit on this team? Only if my content keeps driving eyes to it.
That's the
There's the
side
only one
jokes.
talking about the Cesta
Wall
Cyclones.
Warriors, baby.
Not a
we
bit.
riding with you, Donis, all right?
Whoa.
You listen to Athletics. You listen to
Said
Athletics.
what?
I'm with the people that got heart.
You're, oh my gosh. So you're not even Cesta, Team Cesta. Anyway, it was a bit, but was not a bit, is the Cesta Cyclones are back.
They're bad.
Everyone, let's take a deep breath. Let's calm down.
No.
There's too much hostility. Too much hostility. First time back in 5 months. I don't need this negative energy. The audience doesn't need this negative energy. They already got enough negative energy from Amin and Izzy, which was not a goddamn bit, Nathan.
Let him know. Let him know. Don't let Nathan off the hook. He's supposed to be nasty, and you're over here trying to get the most safe, calm, most neurotic, safe baby butt little answer. Oh, it was a bit. It was a bit because they said it was a bit. What were they supposed to say? Huh? It wasn't a bit. Word to Chris Kirkpatrick.
Nathan, that sound that you're playing is you suckling on the show's teat.
Boom. Dookie ball.
And I'll suckle all day, Ty, because I am the #1 fan. Give me that good, nutritious Lebitard Show and give me more of the guys who do things like be creative and do bits that don't just make you laugh, but do bits that put you on the edge of your seat and make you wonder what's happening here and get you engaged in a different way and do a bit that what's it going to do? It's going to create debate and argument about if it's a bit, which also just extends the engagement.
No, you're out of your damn mind,
so,
Nathan.
okay,
How can you
the
sit
show-
here and even
It
say
is absolutely
nonsense
a bit,
like that? First of all, that's
100%.
bullshit. First of all, the bit ain't a bit.
Chris
It's
Cody
good. Bit
out there on the
stands for
phone.
better,
Are you
interesting,
I mean,
show.
you wanna
Show.
Like
tsunami, like it's
show.
right? You know what? I'm done.
Oh
I'm
my
done.
God.
Fuck
Playing
this
at the
shit.
level that got you to where you are.
Oh my
You went to
damn.
corner because it was much
Oh, then my
easier
chair.
to
Well,
do
you
that.
ain't gotta catch that ball. Why you ain't gotta catch that ball between?
All
That's
you
right.
gotta do
That
is
makes me the
run with
winner.
somebody.
Oh my damn.